All right, folks, we are back. Welcome to another edition of the EasyConnectMD.com video podcast. Gabe Fadia, COO of Kellum Physician Partners. Danny Kellum, CEO of Kellum Physician Partners. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, my, you got to talk to the mic. It's been a while.
I know.
You look good.
Weird.
You lost some weight.
I'm going to kill you.
Why are you going to? I'm saying you look like you've lost.
That's how we're going to start this off.
You've shed. Look, mira, talking to the M. There you go, right there. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, not that close. Good God. It's been a while, but
Yes.
we've been hard at work.
Well, at least some of us.
Without being, I know we hired another Gabe, and the running joke at the office is that, hey, has anybody seen Working Gabe? I'll take one. I'll take one a step further.
What is that?
Jamie, our wonderful phlebotomist, said, "Hey, have you seen Buff Gabe?" And I looked at her and I said,
She was talking about you?
"I'm sorry." I said, "I'm right here." She's like, no, Buff Gabe.
Not butt Gabe.
And I think it was all that she could to not say, "You're chubby Gabe." He's Buff Gabe. How you been, my friend?
I've been good. How are you?
I know you were humming this Tiffany song as we were walking in, and I can't get that song. I think we're alone now. I can't get it out of my head.
Stop, please. It's
Anyways,
haunting me.
This is a health and wellness.
There we go.
A health and wellness podcast, but we like to have fun, and that's kind of
we
the
do.
atmosphere that we have at Kellum Physician Partners. But this broadcast is sponsored by EasyConnectMD.com. A year ago, you made a significant investment in an online telemedicine portal that has been transformative for a lot of communities, especially communities that are poor, because it's only $39.95. However, well, if you're watching this podcast, if you get to the end and you're about to pay your bill, you enter the coupon code GETWELL, all lowercase, GETWELL, and you get $10 off your visit. Dr. Kellum, where are you going to see a licensed quality medical provider anywhere in the state for $29.95?
You won't. And that's the beauty of Easy Connect MD, Gabe, is that it allows people who may be down on their luck a little bit, or who don't have insurance, or who, caught themselves in a bit of a bind in the middle of the night, or late in the evening, have their kids sick or somebody in their family sick that they're really worried about. Gives an opportunity for a very inexpensive cost to be able to get in front of a licensed provider in the state.
Yeah, and with the coupon code GETWELL, $29.95, and if you use services like Clever RX or Good RX, you can get in and out with a script for a sinus infection for, $40, $50.
Yeah, imagine that. I mean, honestly,
without going to, an urgent care brick and mortar place.
How convenient is that? So it's certainly pays attention to people's financial needs for sure, and it also gives a great deference to make sure that it's convenient for them as well. So it's a wonderful program. We've been very proud of it.
Yeah.
We're certainly pushing it forward at $29.95 to get out into the communities and really serve people like we love to do.
Yeah, EasyConnectMD.com. Use the coupon code GETWELL, $10 off your visit, $29.95. You can see a provider, fast, easy, efficient. You're on your way to your pharmacy within 30 or 40 minutes. And Dr. Kellum, it just leads to, because a lot of these telemedicine companies are all great, but they're a bit pricey. And, you built this program and this platform with the community in mind. And it segues into the community impact you're having, not only in Schertz, but throughout South Texas. A quick story, and I know you didn't want me to say this. We were having lunch the other day in the Pearl area, and I ran into a city councilman, Rebecca Villagran, who's a fantastic public servant in the South Side. And, it was raining, and she was kind of in a hurry. When I said, "Hey, this is Dr. Kellum, my boss," her face lit up, and it lit up because you have done such a great job. Our clinics have done a great job. Our staff has done a great job of going into parts of San Antonio, South Texas, that aren't even in our geographic footprint to help the community get out of this pandemic. And she had some wonderful words to say about you and about our practice.
It was very nice. I have to say, but certainly I'm a small part of the bigger engine that drives this whole community service. It's one thing to have a vision of something that seems a little preposterous at the time, but certainly the individuals in our staff, you, Michelle Flores, the people that are engaged in our clinic to execute that plan in such a vigorous way. I mean, I am a very small part of it, but I'm super proud of our organization because community service is what we're all about.
Yeah.
We want to be there. If you can't be there for the people in this greatest time of need in my professional career, I didn't think we were doing the job that we should do. And so I just laid that vision for our people. You and the people that really run our organization took that and ran with it, and I think they did a wonderful job in helping our community.
Yeah, and from the staff standpoint, I mean, this was a group effort
For sure.
from the public affairs side. Guys like Commissioner Michael Carpenter, Mayor, the mayors from the Tri-County area, Mayor Daley. We did that great event over at Blue Bonnet Palace. Senator Gutierrez has just been an integral part in understanding, identifying not necessarily the health and wellness need, but the need to expand what he does to impact his community. Senator has been fantastic.
Without Senator Roland Gutierrez, none of this would have
Yeah.
happened. And so, honestly, we were following his lead and love for the community that he serves and that he represents, and quite frankly, places that he didn't
Yeah.
represent. He was one that allowed us and was able for us to get these vaccines and get them to people. So, I mean, really, it was for him that because of him, we were able to do this within our community, and he gets all the credit in the world.
Yeah, and then it trickles down to our staff.
Absolutely.
The two Michelles, Flores and Watson, Josie Huertas, and Melody Reed. Everybody played a big part in saying it. Dr. Kellum, your brother's office, was sending volunteers over to work. I mean, this was a holistic company effort to make a positive change, and it was really reflective in how Councilwoman Villagran, who had never met you before, her face lit up, and she knew that you had gone down to her community at Brooks on 4 different occasions. A couple at UIW, one at Roland Gutierrez's office, and one at Brooks to make a substantive difference in her community when you didn't have to. That's not our area.
But Gabe, this is our community. This is where we grew up.
Yeah.
This is where our people are and our families have been for a long time. If we can't impact the place that we live and we love, then we're not doing what we need to do. We're very blessed to be doctors. We're very blessed to be in healthcare. And when the call was there for us, we had to do what we had to do. And I'm just thankful that there were people around us, both within our staff and within the elected officials realm, that actually had the same vision that we did. And so it was an honor to be a part of that and to do what we did. Honestly, we're a small part of a bigger coalition to create community health. And, I'm glad and proud that we were able to play a part.
We are embarking right now on a huge community transformative project with not only our new 22,000 square foot office building and the subsequent and being constructed simultaneous 9,000 square foot medical office building, but talk a little bit about what's coming up down the road for Kellum Real Estate and Kellum Family Medicine as we continue to grow in that Tri-County area.
Well, we're very blessed with the amount of people that honor us with allowing them to be their providers, and so we have been blessed with the growth in shirts. We have been blessed because of the officials in shirts, and I think it's important for us to get back to that community that has served us so well through the years. And so we had an opportunity to grow. We're building a building that's doubling our footprint within the space of shirts. But our vision is to bring specialists and urgent care and other things to the people of that community, so they don't have to drive other places to be able to be taken care of.
And we've got 4 great providers right now.
We do.
We're about to have a 5th who's going to be joining our team here in the very near future.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're looking at 2 more doctors next year. You're literally going to be almost doubling the number of providers, family practice providers in the Tri-County area. There's a lot of folks that are wanting new appointments, or a lot of folks that are coming in. And, we want to serve everybody right now. But in a few months, it's going to get real good for a lot of people in that area as we expand what we're doing with the community in mind.
That's our plan,
Yeah.
and hopefully that will roll out like we envision. But again, we're very blessed that people choose us to be their healthcare providers, and our growth is solely because people give us that trust. And so we want to be good stewards of that. We want to be good stewards of healthcare, and we want to do what's right by the community of Shirts.
And I want to talk about the staff again, because the staff is really embracing our. We just recently had a company retreat where we expanded on our premise, which is providing excellence in healthcare and patient experience. We're not perfect, but we're pretty darn good at what we do, and we're only getting better, all with the premise of excellence in mind. Talk about what you think when you hear the word excellence.
Wow. There's a lot that gets involved with that, but I do think we're pretty good. But, as the leader of an organization, it's my job to always make sure that we're buttoning up the areas that are a little bit troubling, and where people have some dissatisfaction. And so when I think of excellence, I think it's providing the cutting edge, progressive, top-tiered care, both in terms of medical care, but also in terms of the process. I want people to have an experience from beginning to end that they are happy with. People, when they're sick, should have zero contention in their doctor's office, whether it's making an appointment, getting messages, answering questions, and that to me is excellence of healthcare. We try very hard to make that happen now. Certainly, I think there's areas for growth for everybody always, but I think as our operational leader and with our staff certainly implementing our vision, the thing about it is that everybody in our organization buys into what we're trying to do. There are certainly missteps along the way. That will always happen, but it will never be our lack of attention to try to provide the best care for the people in shirt and the people that choose us to be their provider, because they deserve it, and we need to be able to do that, and that's what we're striving for.
And when you talk about progressive, preventative healthcare, I know I work for this company, but I'm proud to put our medical office against any medical office, not only in Tri-County, San Antonio, GSA, but the entire state of Texas. In your approach, Dr. Gonzalez's approach, Art Campsey, Tina Molinay, y'all's approach, your brother's approach in preventative, state-of-the-art medicine. We'll start with health grades and how that is really changing our community.
Yeah, health grades is a wonderful advantage. Certainly, our goal is prevention of disease, so that's what we want to do. Certainly, we can treat things when they happen because we're not always successful in terms of prevention of disease, but by all means, that's where we're trying to go. Our health grades program is an interesting physical exam formulation that we did, which encompasses a full body sonogram evaluation of your eyes, your heart, your lungs, your blood vessel, your autonomic nervous system. I mean, there's a lot of things that we look at with that, and we encompass it in one physical exam. It takes about an hour and a half to get all the sonograms done. We follow it up in about 4 weeks after that, but it is a thorough evaluation of where one's health status is, and I think that's really important in this time, because we unfortunately had a year where we lost healthcare for individuals.
Yeah.
And so it's a great time, and what our push is to get people in to reestablish where their health is at right now, so we can move forward from this, put that terrible year behind us, move forward to making sure one's health is where they needs to be. And I think this health grades and our approach within our organization is exactly what will do that for us.
And now's the time to come in and be seen. As you said, people took a year off from going inside doctor's offices, and when they had physicals, when they say, you know what, I don't feel great, but I'm going to put it off. Now is the time. It is safe. All of our staff has been vaccinated. A good number. I think we heard 90% of the greater San Antonio area seniors have been vaccinated. Just a ton of people. And I think we're turning the corner. Now is the time to get in to a clinic, to a Kellum Family Medicine, and get checked out and get that thorough preventative exam right now.
Absolutely. I agree with you completely. It was a very interesting stat, though, that
Councilwoman, man, you're getting her elected to another office before
as
she is,
well
man.
deserves. I think.
Yes, absolutely.
As Ms. Villagrán told us, that was 93% of seniors in San Antonio.
Wow.
That is amazing, and that speaks to the vision of us and the city as a whole. Quite frankly, I think they did a very good job in making sure we were vaccinated, and so the idea that 93% of our seniors are protected from this very serious disease is very heartwarming. Yeah,
one of the things that really caught my eye as we were getting into the vaccine program was somebody brought up to you, hey, well, your competitor or somebody that we're, because right now there is no competitor. We're all walking around arm in arm to try and get us through this because it's the right thing to do. And I think you saw that holistic team effort with all these different doctors. We don't care if you're our patient or if you're their patient. I mean, you belong to the Texas community, and we're going to care for you.
For sure. This is when the medical community was one as a whole. And so everybody had to do their part to make sure that everybody in our city was safe, because who are we without our wonderful people that populate our community, that are able to get out, do what they want to do, thrive, participate in businesses and all that kind of stuff. And so, we lost San Antonio as we knew it. We've lost the state of Texas, and quite frankly, the whole world has changed over the last year. And if we can do anything to allow that to get back to where we know, and for our community that we love so dear to reestablish itself where it should be, and have tourism and all the things that make us great as San Antonians, that's what we needed to do, and that's what we wanted to do.
And if you haven't gotten your vaccine, we have J&J vaccines at the office. Get your vaccine. Get it done. It's just the positives far outweigh the minimal negatives that you've seen out there. In my opinion, what are your thoughts on that?
It's the same. I think, and quite frankly, I think that people should make their choice about what they want to do. But I encourage people to make an informed decision, and not necessarily just listen to talking heads in the news, but really do their research, or come in and talk to us, or get on to Easy Connect MD for $29.95.
Yeah.
You can get in front of a provider. You can ask the difficult questions that you're struggling with, and we will shoot you straight. I mean, there's no perfect vaccine, but these are really, really good. And we get tremendous efficacy in terms of prevention of disease. We get certainly diminished transmissibility of disease, and it allows us to be safe.
I feel like that Johnny Cash song needs to be playing. I hear the train a-coming.
Yeah,
It's coming. So we're here at our office. I was wondering why they charge us like $38
Yep.
For it. He's like, a train comes by every 15, 20 minutes. Other than that, you'll be able to record all your shows you want. We're here at the Union Stockyards here downtown. But you know what? Last time we were cutting, just let the train go. Who cares, right? All it does is add like 4 hours of extra editing for me to do it if I have to edit out the train sound.
Good choice.
Good choice. EasyConnectMD.com. You talked about conversations and talking to somebody, having the ability to talk to somebody. That platform has been very effective in folks that are questioning whether they have it or not. Now, obviously, you can't make an accurate diagnosis, but you can get pretty close on saying, go get a test, or I think it's a sinus infection. Our providers are really good at the very minimum, sending people in the right direction.
Oh, I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
And so I think this is the time that really people need a little additional layer of information to really understand which direction they need to go. Because if, God forbid, it is COVID, there are wonderful therapeutics that are out that I think need to be or can be had that really help minimize the course of the disease. And if it's not, as we all experience around here, especially with these weeks of rain, mold and infection and allergy, I mean, we want to move in that direction as well. So we don't want everything fueled by fear anymore. We want it to be fueled by decision-making and information, and that's where I think Easy Connect MD does a really great job.
Quick question, last question. Is there any pill I can take to get that Tiffany song out of my head? I think we're alone now.
It's interesting, Gabe. Nothing really sticks in your head that very long.
I know, right? I can't even remember my middle name, but I'll remember every word of that stupid Tiffany song.
Yes, you do.
Anyways, EasyConnectMD.com is a wonderful sponsor for this fantastic podcast. Dr. Kellum, the coupon code GETWELL, all lowercase, when you get to the end of the very few steps that it takes to provide us your information, $29.95, you get $10 off of your Easy Connect visit. Couldn't be easier to see a provider.
Absolutely. EasyConnectMD.com. We encourage anybody to get on. If you have a question, you have an illness, if your family members are not feeling good, or if you just know somebody that's struggling with finances and feeling sick, please let them know. Our job is to care for people, but do it in a way that remains fiscally responsible. And I think this is a wonderful tool for anybody who needs health care.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this edition of the EasyConnectMD.com video podcast. Remember, visit EasyConnectMD.com. Enter the coupon code GETWELL. $29.95 is the cost for a visit with a licensed medical provider. 30 minutes or so, you're off to your pharmacy picking up your script. EasyConnectMD.com. Enter the coupon code GETWELL. Also, this is on our Kellum TV YouTube channel. Make sure you hit subscribe there at the bottom. So as we produce these videos, they're going to go straight to your notifications. Make sure you turn your notifications on. But press the subscribe button at the bottom of our Kellum TV YouTube page. Dr. Kellum,
Gabe,
good first effort.
good seeing you.
Stop singing ridiculous songs from the 80s so I don't have them stuck in my head. What's up next? A Biz Markie song? You got what I need. Remember that song?
I sure do.
Oh, my goodness. That's like the only song I think I can sing that I sound kind of like him. Because you say he's just a friend. I sang that song so much with tears in my eyes back in the 80s. I had so many just a friend. I'm glad I found a wife. I was lucky.
You're the luckiest man in the whole world.
Whatever. All right, that's going to wrap up this edition of EasyConnectMD.com video podcast for Dr. Daniel Kellum. I'm Gabe Farias. Folks, stay healthy.
This past weekend, I was struggling, not feeling so good. I had a lot of nasal and chest congestion. I really didn't want to go to an urgent care clinic because I don't want to be in a crowded waiting room. I heard about telemedicine and someone recommended EasyConnectMD.com, and it was so effortless. After a few easy steps, I was on with the doctor. All I had to do was enter some basic information, list my symptoms, then I gave them my preferred pharmacy, and before I knew it, I was talking to a provider. Within an hour, I was on my way to the pharmacy picking up my prescriptions. EasyConnectMD.com was so simple to use, and after this experience, I don't think I'll ever visit another urgent care clinic again.